A highly shocking post was going viral on WhatsApp at a rapid pace. In this post, a man was seen posing with the severed head of a girl. This post first started going viral from the Aurangabad district of Maharashtra. The Maharashtra police also became aware of this extremely horrific and shocking post. The police were about to investigate the post and track down the criminal behind this dangerous act, when suddenly, the culprit himself surrendered to the police. However, there were no signs of distress or fear on his face. Who was this man? Why did he commit such a heinous act? Whose blood was on his hands? And why did he willingly surrender to the police? We will uncover all these details in today's video. But before that, if you're new to our channel, please subscribe and press the red bell icon so that you continue to receive such crime-related news. Friends, the incident we are going to talk about today seems like something straight out of a movie. They say that films are a reflection of society, but what happens when a murder is committed, just like in the movies? Today's case is one such story, where love stands on one side and hatred and revenge on the other, pushing people to commit even the most gruesome crimes. This story begins in Goregaon, a small area in Maharashtra's Aurangabad district. In a small house in Goregaon, a girl named Kirti lived with her father and brother. Her father, Sanjay, was a farmer, and her brother, Sanket, helped him in farming. Sanket was in high school and was 17 years old, while Kirti was 2 years older than him and studying in college. Their family was well off, and they lived happily together. Meanwhile, 4 kilometers away from Goregaon, in Ladgaon, lived another family similar to Kirti's, also farmers but not as wealthy. In that family was a 23-year-old boy named Kailash Prajapati, who attended the same college as Kirti. Kirti and Kailash met in college, and soon their meetings turned into love. Their love story became a topic of discussion in college. But then, one day in June 2021, news broke that Kirti had gone missing. Her father Sanjay and the entire family were extremely worried. Sanjay went to the police station to file a missing persons report. The family was deeply concerned about who might have abducted Kirti and where she could be. Days passed, but the police found no trace of Kirti. A week went by, and Kirti was still missing. Her father Sanjay grew increasingly anxious. Everyone started fearing the worst, that Kirti had been murdered or kidnapped. Then suddenly, they received news that Kirti had been found and was at the police station. Sanjay and his family rushed to the police station, but what they discovered there was entirely unexpected. Kirti was neither missing nor kidnapped. She had eloped with Kailash Prajapati and married him. The father, who had been so worried about his missing daughter, now learned that she had left home of her own will to marry Kailash. This news shocked Sanjay. Soon after, another shocking development occurred. Sanjay himself went missing. Once again, Kirti's family was plunged into worry. Where had Sanjay gone? The police started searching for him, but there was no trace of him either. Days later, news arrived that Sanjay had returned home. It was revealed that he had left home out of shame after his daughter's elopement. He had run away because he did not want to face society's taunts. When he felt that the situation had calmed down, he returned home. However, Kirti's family continued to face criticism and humiliation from society due to her actions. On the other hand, Kirti and Kailash were dreaming of a new life together. Kailash's family, much like Kirti's, was initially furious about their marriage. But then, one day, Kailash received a call from his family. They told him that they had forgiven him and Kirti and wanted them to come home. Overjoyed, Kailash shared this news with Kirti, and the couple felt immense relief. Kailash's family accepted Kirti, and life seemed to be settling down. Their happiness doubled when they found out that Kirti was pregnant. The couple was overjoyed, but somewhere deep inside, Kirti still longed for her family's acceptance. Her parents had not yet forgiven her. Then, one day, Kirti's mother visited her home. Kirti was thrilled to see her mother after such a long time, but Kailash's family found it strange. Why had Kirti's mother suddenly come to visit when she had been so strongly against the marriage? Kirti's mother, however, seemed happy to meet her and even spoke about convincing her father to reconcile. As she was leaving, Kriti's mother broke down in tears as if she were bidding a final farewell to her daughter. Kirti too cried a lot while watching her mother leave, and even Kailash and his family observed this emotional moment. They thought that Kriti's mother truly loved her daughter and would soon reunite her with her father. 10 days later, on the morning of December 6, 2021, Kriti's mother and her brother Sanket arrived at Kriti's home. At that time, Kirti was working in the fields. Seeing her mother and brother, Kirti was overjoyed and ran to meet them. Kailash's family was also in the fields, but Kailash, feeling unwell, was resting inside the house. Kirti brought her mother and brother inside. Kailash also met them. Kirti seated her mother and brother in another room and went to the kitchen to prepare tea. Her mother and brother followed her into the kitchen, talking to her. Suddenly, a loud noise was heard, dishes clattering and something heavy falling to the ground. Startled, Kailash rushed to the kitchen, and what he saw was horrifying beyond words. Kriti's mother was holding her legs tightly, while her brother Sanket was repeatedly attacking her with a knife, laughing maniacally. Kailash was shocked. He tried to stop Sanket, but Sanket was possessed by a murderous rage. As soon as he saw Kailash, he turned towards him and attempted to attack him too. Did Kailash manage to escape from there? A little later, Sanket came out of the house, carrying his sister Kriti's severed head. He even took a photo with his sister's head, as if he had accomplished something great. After that, the mother and son rode away on their bike. Following this incident, the police were called. They arrived to investigate the crime and recorded Kailash's statement. Kailash was deeply shaken by what had happened. After all, how could a mother do such a thing to her own daughter? The police launched a manhunt for Sanket and his mother. Meanwhile, the photo of Sanket holding his sister's severed head was rapidly going viral on WhatsApp. Both Sanket and his mother were soon in police custody. It was clear the guilty had been caught. This was a case of honor killing, murdering someone to protect one's honor and pride. After Kirti ran away from home, her family had to endure severe humiliation. Her father, Sanjay, faced deep embarrassment. The hatred for Kirti within her family only grew stronger, eventually leading to this gruesome crime. Kirti and Kailash belonged to the same caste, meaning it wasn't an intercaste marriage. Yet, Kriti's parents refused to accept the relationship. Kirti knew very well that her parents would never agree to this marriage, so she decided to elope and marry in secret. Months later, when Kirti saw her mother at her doorstep, she thought everything had been resolved, that her family had forgiven her. But she was wrong. Her mother had only come as part of a ploy. Deep inside, she still held immense hatred for Kirti. Her dramatic tears and talks of reconciliation were nothing but an act. When Kriti's mother learned that Kirti was pregnant, her hatred intensified. She believed that the very girl who had brought disgrace upon the family was now happily preparing to start her own. That was when she decided she would destroy Kriti's home, even if it meant taking her life. To execute her plan, Kriti's mother pretended to make peace with her. 10 days later, she returned to Kriti's house, accompanied by her son, with the intention of murdering her. Kirti was overjoyed to see her mother and brother. She ran to them from the fields, welcomed them inside, and started taking care of them. At that time, Kailash was also inside the house, feeling unwell. He too believed that his mother-in-law had accepted him and their child. He was completely unaware that Kriti's mother and brother had come with murderous intent. Kirti took them to another room and began hosting them. Then she went into the kitchen to prepare tea. Her mother and brother followed her under the pretense of talking. Seizing the opportunity, her brother attacked her from behind with a sharp weapon he had brought along. In a brutal act, he began slitting Kriti's throat. To ensure Sanket could complete the job without resistance, their mother... How horrifying must this scene have been? When Kriti's husband, Kailash, heard the commotion, he rushed to the kitchen. The sight before him was so terrifying that he froze in fear. He had never imagined, not even in his worst nightmares, that the guests in his home, his mother-in-law and brother-in-law, could commit such a gruesome act. Even after killing his sister, Sanket's rage did not subside. The 17-year-old not only slit his sister's throat, but also took a selfie with her severed head, as if he had accomplished something heroic. He then took his sister's severed head outside their home, where even the neighbors saw it. Sanket paraded it around like a trophy. This horrifying case feels eerily similar to the Marathi film Sarat, where a girl's father and brother come to reconcile, but instead murder her and her unborn child. Kailash, who had dreams of a new life with his wife, was left in shock. How could a mother and brother be so ruthless? How could they mercilessly slaughter their own daughter and sister with their bare hands? Sanket was only 17 years old, still a minor. Despite being the prime suspect in the crime, the main blame fell on his mother, who orchestrated the entire plot. She manipulated Sanket, incited him against his own sister, and made him commit this horrific act. What's even worse is that she knew Kirti was pregnant, yet she didn't hesitate, not even for a moment, to kill not one but two innocent lives. The police are still investigating whether Sanket's father was also involved in the crime, or if it was solely a conspiracy between the mother and son. Kirti's father, Sanjay, was also extremely angry after she eloped. He was so ashamed of societal humiliation that he disappeared for 2 days. However, the police have not yet found any concrete evidence linking him to the crime. Even after so much time has passed and the accused have been arrested, why is there still such a delay in delivering justice? According to government reports, between 2017 and 2019, 147 cases of honor killings were officially reported. Like many others, this case remains either pending or forgotten. Where are these murderers now? What is their condition today? There is no confirmation. Perhaps they are still roaming free. Unfortunately, honor killings are nothing new in our society. Some people still justify these heinous acts. But is killing two people simply for falling in love truly justifiable? Was Kirti's brother right to brutally murder his own sister and her unborn child? The same brother and mother who were once her protectors, the same family with whom she spent her childhood. Did their so-called honor matter more than their love for her? How can people forget their own loved ones and commit such monstrous crimes over a mere wound to their pride? Is murder really the only solution? How can we stop these honor killings? Have you or someone you know ever experienced something like this? Tell us in the comment section. If you liked this video, don't forget to like and share. And for more crime stories and updates, subscribe to our channel and press the red bell icon to get notifications for our latest videos. Thank you for watching.